Elgato sent me the Elgato Teleprompter, and now I can look directly into your soul while reading your chat messages. Let's unpack it. This box is like super big though. First thing I get out of it, it says get connected. Prompter. This is a quick start guide and tells you how to use it. Then we have this little box which has USB cable, safety guide. Alright, pretty high quality. We got this vented USB-C, so it's easier to get in the prompter. Then we have the step up rings. They're really neatly packed, I have to say. Ooh, look at all these. You can use one of these rings to attach your teleprompter to your camera lens. If you use a webcam, you do not need this, or if you use your phone, you do not need this. But you need this if you use a real camera. Then right here, we have universal shroud backplate and DSLR/mirrorless backplate. Round one. And this one has a little black thing on it, which means that it will cover the rest of it, and it doesn't really matter how big it is. Alright, I pulled this out. By the way, if you're wondering why sometimes I look like a zombie, I do look like a zombie. I am really pale today, it's crazy. And the weather is like super gray, and I'm trying using natural light, but there's just so many clouds. So me being a zombie is because I'm pale already right now, and it is bad weather, and it's a bad combination. It makes me look like a zombie. Look, I'm looking like a zombie. Woo. This is the mount camera. Note that there's like no plastics here, by the way. No plastics at all. Cool. Cool. This is the actual teleprompter. I can see you guys. Right now it has the plate on it for the Facecam Pro. Alright, I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. Empty box! We're gonna set up the teleprompter with my Canon M50 Mark II. Alright, so the first thing we need to do is find out what the diameter is from this lens, which here it says 43, but sometimes it says it in the inside of the cap. We're gonna need to figure out which one that is. As you can see, they have a lot of different rings. However, because I'm using a super small lens, as you can see the cap is like extremely small, they don't have the one that I need. But that's not a problem, because they also give you this thing. And this thing is basically universal. You can use it with whatever. You can also use it with your phone or anything. But we're gonna need to use this one because they don't have the exact cap we need. Even though they have a lot of them, it's not the one that I need. We're gonna need this, right? And we need to get our camera to the back of it. Right now we have the Elgato Facecam Pro on here. Well, we don't have the camera on here, but we have the faceplate on it. So we're gonna need to remove that one. And I'm gonna add the universal one to it. We can put our camera here. As you can see, and there's not gonna be light coming through here because of this. Normally it will be sealed tight because of the rings, but if you don't have the proper camera, you can use this and it will be sealed tight with light anyway. Camera mount here, so this is where you need to mount the camera. At the back here we can actually set the height, so if this needs to go higher or lower we can set that here, but it seems to be leveled right now, so I'm gonna try this first. And now we can screw our camera with the bottom screw on there. And then I'm screwing it tighter, and now it can't move. We're trying to fit it as much in there as we can. So I'm just trying to push it as much forward as I can. So there's no glass or anything here, just further up in. So we can try and get it as deep as we can. And then we can push this back over. And as you can see, there's no light coming into the camera like this. It is completely dark in here. You can see the lens is as much as we can get it in there. If we need to, we can get it up a little bit, right? Like we see the lens is touching the bottom right now. We want it to be in the middle of this square. So I'm gonna push it a little bit up. And now what we need to do is we need to attach this to like one of the Elgato poles. We can attach it here or here, but I would say right here is probably the best way if you have a short lens. On this one if you have a long lens, because you're basically trying to find a way to balance it, right? And for me, the balance is more at the back, so I'm gonna attach it right here. And then on this side, we can put it in our PC, and then it will connect as an extra screen. If you have a camera that still needs to connect to the PC, make sure to do that as well. This only connects the teleprompter and not the camera. I asked my dad for help because I can't hold the camera while at the same time I'm setting up this teleprompter. We did decide to go for the other lens because I like that one better, so here's how we set that one up. We had to figure out a little bit where we wanted the light, how we wanted to set up the teleprompter, because how we set up the teleprompter eventually sets the shot. So if you set your teleprompter a little bit crooked, the shot will be crooked too. I'm using my Canon M50 camera, the Mark II, with the Sigma 16mm lens. And if you're wondering how that looks like, well, this is how it looks like. So while I'm filming this, I don't have a script because I usually don't really work with scripts. I read really slowly, so if I read off a script, you're immediately gonna see that I'm reading off a script. But what I can do now is I can look at myself. I'm looking myself in the eye right now, which is kind of creepy. But I know if I'm looking at the camera correctly, and I can see what kind of weird movements I do. So if I'm explaining something, I can see that my hands are within this shot and how it looks like on the camera. Thank you so much, Elgato, for sending me this teleprompter. I've tried it out on stream right now, and you can just read the chat while looking at the lens, which is so good. I've seen a couple of people asking, why don't you just get another monitor instead of getting this teleprompter? I'm currently using 3 monitors. One, I usually have my Nintendo Switch gameplay on. One is my main monitor, which if I play PC games, I have my games on there. Otherwise, I have my OBS on there. And the third one to search things up when I'm on the Switch. But if I would look at one of these monitors, this is my second monitor, if I would have my chat right here, it would look like this. If it was my first monitor, it would look like this. And my third monitor is all the way there. So this would be the worst, I would guess. So yeah, it's way better if I could look here for the chat and talk back. So that is where the teleprompter is really good for. If you're a streamer, you can just look people in the eye while actually reading chat. Another thing is good for is you can have your script on here, so you can have text on here, you know what to say. It can be a whole script, but it can also be bullet points. Or you can use it as extra monitor, which I'm doing at the moment. It's just an extra monitor and I'm projecting my camera on here, so I'm looking myself in the eye. You can also do that while having Discord calls and looking somebody else in the eye, which is a little bit less creepy than looking yourself in the eye, I would say. The materials of the teleprompter feel really sturdy. I think the price is pretty good as well. Of course, it's kind of expensive because it's tech. However, if you compare it to other teleprompters, you get so much more value for your money because it has an inbuilt screen already, and a lot of teleprompters don't come with an inbuilt screen and you still need like to use a tablet or anything else to let it work, which I don't think is ideal. It's nice that you have this one setup that you can just put in and go. It also comes with software that can help you set things up, like switching between the monitor, text, and your chat output. I haven't been paid to say any of this, by the way. They just sent me this teleprompter, which I'm very grateful for. I've also tested it on Gamescom. They had it set up there, and I've tested it here myself with my own chat, and I just really love using it because it's super simple to use, and I think it just adds so much more chat interaction. By the way, guys, it's almost my birthday, and I teamed up with a couple of companies like Elgato to give away some prizes on my X/Twitter. So you can win a Stream Deck Mark II, you can win a Pulse subscription with a heart rate monitor, you can win an overlay pack for your stream, and even more things via my Twitter. So make sure to go to my Twitter, which is called Tree on Twitch, and join our giveaways. I'll leave them down below in the description for you to find easily as well. And my birthday will be on the 17th of November, which is Friday. I will be celebrating it live on twitch.tv/tree and on youtube.com/treegameplay. We will be doing some interactive games, so I hope to see y'all there and maybe you win something. In the meanwhile, if you want to know more about Elgato products, I do have a playlist right here with a lot of Elgato products, so I hope to see you there. If you want to grow your Twitch, I also have a playlist on how to grow your Twitch right here. And if you don't want to miss anything, make sure to subscribe here. If you don't want to miss that stream with all the giveaways, right there, subscribe, and I'll see you there.